Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising. Here is your tarot reading for the week ahead. We start with a card that is Libra. It is Moon in Libra, represented by the Two of Swords, the Lord of Peace Restored. This is a card that also appeared within Gemini's reading, and there are definite overlaps between that air sign's readings and yours. Lots around choices to be made. A sense of ambivalence may be appearing this week. You probably will be able to circumnavigate that sense of indecisiveness a little bit easier, but I would encourage you, don't try and rush that sense of balance or trying to restore that balance. Unsurprisingly, Libra isn't always comfortable when things are seemingly out of kilter, and they will do whatever they can to bring that, even if it is at a slight detriment. We have in the middle of the reading the Six of Pentacles, a card that's been showing up a lot, not only this week, but over the month of January anyway. So unsurprising that it's showing itself here too. We literally have the scales of Libra in the card as well. Now, the advice here is don't do this. Don't do the Eight of Pentacles. It's the Lord of Prudence, and it's about getting your head down and just hammering away at things, doing the necessary work and application that is required to build upon things. But the issue here lies with the fact that that feels like procrastination or avoidance technique. For many of us, we're kind of, if you're self-employed, we're getting towards the end of the month. Tax returns are due at the end of the month. Sorry for the reminder. This may represent, in some ways, doing things just like that, getting your finances back into order. Of all the star signs this week, yours is perhaps the most dominated by financial matters. The last three cards are indeed the Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. The fact that they're all even numbers is quite positive. The Pentacles hate being in the odd numbers because the odd numbers are the numbers of instability. The fact that you've got it in the 6 and the 8 is nice. So it is about bringing finances back into balance. However, please don't let that just be your only point of focus this week. It can be all-consuming, particularly if we've got our tax return to do. But there's, because of the Two of Pentacles as well, and this juggling, it just feels like you're slightly burying your head under the sand this week. And I kind of want to go, oh, please, Libra, don't do that. I know that sometimes being in this Two of Swords place is a bit uncomfortable. For all those reasons that I spoke about at the beginning, that's even more heightened for you. Because the moon represents the unknown, and the fact that that's in Libra, which normally likes to bring things back into equilibrium, there's a little bit of an internal tussle that's going on. The advice here, as I said to Gemini, is just to not put too much credence on that, knowing that this is somewhat temporary. There is, particularly with the air signs, lots of thoughts and ideas and lots of planning, and should I go this way or should I go that way? If the answers to that aren't clear to you at the moment, it's okay. That's absolutely fine. Of course, if it's dragging on and on and on, then okay, that might be a bit of an issue. But it's much better to go, okay, these are some of the choices that I need to make. These are some of the things that I need to consider. I don't know what they look like at the moment. I will just sit back and have a gentle reflection around it and the kind of musing around it, rather than doing this of la 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 la. I will just, oh, I've forgotten that the airing cupboard needs sorting out, and you run off and you pull everything out and you spend hours and hours and hours putting that back in. Displacement activity can sometimes be useful, but in this instance, I'd much rather find you in stillness and gentle reflection than distraction through practical tasks. It's also this combination of the Two of Swords with the Lovers. The Lovers in some of the older tarot decks was known as the Choice. So there are certainly choices that need to be made In part, financial choices and practical choices. And you probably find that there are what I would call worldly choices to be made. So it's not so much with Gemini. There was a lot of discussion around internal choices and getting things more aligned. And do I want to do this or do I want to do that? That's not so much the case with Libra this week. It's a little bit more of a choice in terms of, well, what practically works, what logistically works, what works within my home space, what works within my workspace. So anything that you can literally get your hands on and shift and change, these are some of the choices that will be coming up. You may find with the appearance of the 2 2s, and 2 being the number of duality, there isn't as much stability or certainty as you would hope for this week, Libra. But that's okay. Just ease into it, allow that to come through. Similarly, that also means that you might not be able to find the entirety of the resolution on some of the things as much as you would like. They may still be slightly hanging in the balance. There may still be open-ended. There may not be the answers that you're quite looking for this week. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just perhaps there's more time that's needed. There's more patience that is needed. So as much as you can, don't try and force things back into an equilibrium prematurely, because all that's likely to do is exacerbate the issue in the first place, or it's only a short-term fix. It's like a plaster over a crack in the wall. So more sustained change is what's required, and for that, patience may be the best virtue. That is my reading for you this week. I'd love to know in the comments below if you've got sun, moon, and rising in both Libra and Gemini, because these themes for you are going to be particularly pronounced. But be sure to check out your rising sign and your moon sign anyway for a more rounded reading. If you don't know how to do that, be sure to check out the website. But until next week, bye for now.